my mother
had Alzheimer's. And the disease progresses differently in terms of timing, depending on the person. The obvious invitation for everyone was that she went out to Novi Mall and she got lost. And a storekeeper called me because my information was on my mom. And he said, your mother really is disoriented. I'll keep her here. Can you come get her? And when I arrived, Mom was kind of upset and worried. And that was one of the first indicators that we all became aware of that Mom had some serious memory problems. Mom's disease progressed in about 5 years. Some people have 10 years, some people have more. It just depends on the person. And in that 5 to 6 years time frame, it becomes clear as they start transitioning towards the end of life. Her memory became progressively worse. She went through the agitation period. She went through the fear and anxiety. She went through all of the stages that we have come to learn as elements of the dementia journey. And in that journey, near the end, what we started to see is that she became more lethargic. She become dehydrated on the regular basis. And that's a major issue for an older adult. At one point, she had a collapsed lung. As I said, she stopped eating, started losing weight. And anyone that understands the stages of death and dying know that there are about 5 or 6 indicators, and Mom was starting to evidence some of those. I took her to the hospital. She hadn't been speaking to anyone. 2 days straight, she hadn't spoken to anyone. And just kind of laying there, we stayed in love with her and connected with her and tried to touch therapy with her. But we're sitting in the hospital room, in the little room that they gave us. It was like 10 o'clock at night. Emergency room is full, but they put us in a room. And we sat there all night. And there was no doctors came to check on us in that time frame. So I'm sitting in this space. Mom's laying on the gurney. She's not saying anything. And in the process, I said, you know what, I just need to communicate. Me and God just started talking to each other. I said, am I doing the right thing? Who am I bringing her back to the hospital for? This is the 3rd time in 3 months. And they poke her, they prod her, they give her the necessary fluids to bring her back. And so she normally would have to stay in the hospital for about 5 days for that. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is for me. I'm the one who keeps bringing her back. How do I know this is time for Mom to leave? It's almost at some point you have to come to grips with, am I doing this for me or am I trying to do this for them? So at that moment, I told my mother, and again, I leaned over the gurney she was on, and I said, Mom, I'm taking you home. And I said, no matter who walks in this room, we're going home. And I said, I'm really, really sorry for continuing to bring you back and forth to the hospital. And they stick you, they put needles in you, they draw blood, and that's painful for you. So in the process of me saying that to her, she opened up her eyes and said, I love you. And she hadn't spoken in 2 days, but she said, I love you. And that was my confirmation that I was doing the right thing. And what's funny, then the door opened from the doctors and they walked in. And I said, we're going home. There's no need for your services. I said, just let's get Mom in a place where I can take her home. 5 days after that, my mother died. It's almost like I gave her permission to go because I stopped trying to insist that she live. One of the greatest gifts that I believe anyone can be given is to be given permission to walk the last journey in someone's life.